Wow, so we made it to devlog number 10. Let's go. Um, I did a lot of work for this one. I haven't made a devlog in a couple of days, but I didn't stop working on my game. So, um, first things first, let's reload the game, but with dev mode off, because there is something cool that I added that I want to show off, and that is that I added a new enemy. If you remember from watching my previous devlogs that I said I would put an enemy in here, well, look at that. I added the enemy. So I also added HP bars, which only this enemy has, and a lot of the stuff I'm showing off right now is only for this enemy because I haven't added it for the other ones. It'll be really easy for me to do so, but I just haven't because this has just been my focus. Because the other enemies aren't going to show up quite yet, and I don't have anything for them to drop. So yeah, this guy drops stuff. So as you can see, I have nothing in my inventory. And I can attack with my bare hands now, which I added because I made it so the player can have nothing in the inventory. And so the charger tries to charge at me, and all I gotta do is take him down. And he doesn't always drop something. It's like a percent chance thing. Okay, here we go. We got something. That's a leaf chest plate. Okay, so this chest plate is pretty cool. It's got a nice little sprite. I like it. Now there are more items that I want to show off. There's 4 of them in total. He can drop more than one item at once because the percent chance rolls for every item in his loot table. So we got a leaf, so this should help us not die while trying to get the rest of them. It's another leaf, we don't want it. So yeah. Level up. Okay, there's another item. That's the other weapon. So, this is the rock weapon. I'm not gonna be... Actually, I'll try to use it, sure, because we leveled up so our HP is full again. Just... The amount of damage that it does depends on if... It depends on if you get lucky, basically. I think it has a minimum damage of like 1 or 2, but it has a maximum damage of like 5. So it can one-shot this rock elemental if it's a good roll. So yeah, this is a minimum rock. This actually the minimum rock might be 1, because I have it set so that the rarity of the item that is like the backdrop color, it changes depending on how much damage it does. If it's at like the absolute minimum, it will showcase a different color, and if it's at the absolute maximum, it'll be a different color as well. Okay, that is the other thing that I want to show off. I got a leaf hat. So this is what the player looks like with the fully kitted out leaf armor. Of course, I haven't added leggings yet, or any lower body clothing. But if I do, the thigh highs are going to become an item instead of just on his model, because yeah, I just like the thigh highs. That's why they're still on the model. In development, there was a test piece of armor to just like prove the concept, but it hasn't made it into the game yet either. But yeah, we do have all 4 items that I added. So the leaf, the rock, the helmet, and the chest plate. There's also this menu. You can see what you have equipped. Look at the stats, the descriptions. So if you want to pause and read the descriptions, this is the Starlight spell. Floof Spa, uh, the Leaf Hat, and oops, the Leaf Chestplate. So, yeah. And these armors do actually give me defense. I only take 1 damage from this guy with all these on, and if I don't have either on, I take a whopping 2 damage. So this guy isn't very strong. He's the first enemy that you're supposed to fight. I wanted him to be easy to fight with your bare hands because you probably won't have a weapon at this point. But also I wanted him to not be such a pushover that when I put him in later, he's not going to be like a absolute nothing threat. Because I'll probably put him with other enemies, not by himself. Alright, so that's most of the stuff that I added. I also added a trash button, so if I go in here, check the description. I have multiple leaf chest plates, say I didn't want one. I just check the description and click trash. I added a crazy screen shake because I want to make sure people know if they throw something away so they don't just keep throwing away things on accident or something, so yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much everything I added. You can cast spells and punch with nothing equipped. The spell is just gonna be the light spell. Punch is just gonna be his claws. And yeah, so the next things I'm going to add are probably just gonna be the next couple of levels. And I'm finally gonna implement the slime enemy, or the green slime enemy. The brown slime is already in this level. It's up there. It's right there. But the green slime is a lot more aggressive. Yeah. So also that enemy that I just showed, hold on, let me just showcase this. They can, if you leave their aggro range, without attacking them, they de-aggro, so if you don't want to fight one of these guys, you can just flee, and if the player who's in theory going to be playing this for the first time is about to die to this enemy for whatever reason, despite it being a very easy enemy to beat, they could just run away. And so yeah, that feature is not a part of the slime AI. Once the slime aggroes onto you, it doesn't de-aggro like ever, so maybe I'll just add that to slimes as well. Of course, if you hit it, it's gonna stay mad for forever, basically. Alright, so yeah, that's it for devlog number 10. Lots of stuff. There's one more thing I'd like to show. It's not terribly big. Let me just grab this game view and okay, well, yeah, that's what my code looks like. Alright, so as you can see here, you got the model. This is what the rigs look like before I put the bones on them. So I drew this in Procreate on my iPad, and I use Google Drive to send it to my computer. Because I don't have a lot, I'm not very knowledgeable on like any better ways to do stuff like that. Okay, so what I wanted to show was this. This is the way I added the drops. So in here we have these things. They're called item blueprints. And basically what they do is they have all of the like the fields of, or all of the variables that that an item would have, but they're not actual items. If I check in here, go to see here, it's item blueprint. So it has all the variables, but what it actually is for is just to instantiate, or to like not instantiate, to make a new item. So new item. So if I go here, this is what the actual item class looks like. So yeah, I made a like a new thing to just allow me to edit items inside of the project thing. And then I also added item drop info. So in here I can change the odds and the amount of randomness in the stats, and I can change it so that this checkbox right here makes it so that if it's got an extreme of the random, it will change the rarity color. Um, and yeah, this is what item drop info looks like in the actual code. I probably won't show my code that much because it's kind of a mess, but yeah. Anyways, well, that's it. See ya.